Today we're going to go through the Guardian role, and just need to check one thing quickly. Okay, so we're going to go through the Guardian role and what you need to do in those positions of playing a Guardian. Let me get rid of my camera and things as well and just bring up only the camera here. And what you're going to be looking to do. Now, when you play the Guardian, there's multiple different roles of the Guardian that you have to play as the game goes on. Actually, I don't need to turn that off, do I? Sorry, I'm being idiotic this morning. I'm waking up. See, that's the biggest issue. Waking up and I'm tired. So, there's multiple different roles from the Guardian's point of view. As in, there's the aggressive support, there is the defensive support, and there's the all-round support. So, different gods have different ways of supporting. For example, Geb is quite the defensive support just due to his kit. He's generally going to sit on the back and just help push out the lane, and then rotate around, apply the shields, and look for the engagement for his team. Then you've got the aggressive support. The aggressive support is the likes of Ares or Sobek. They're the ones that are going to be looking to fight in the lane and brute force people out of it, or position themselves that are going to give off such a presence in the lane that it's going to make it very difficult for the enemy hunter to farm. And then you've got the mixtures. Like the mixtures are the ones like Bacchus is kind of a mixture. You've got your Mir's kind of a mixture. So we'll see into that as we go on. But for now, what we'll do is we're just going to take Athena. I think is going to be the best option here overall. Or maybe we'll go Geb. Actually, we'll go Geb, because Geb's a great all-round learning starting one, honestly, for a support, because it has all the aspects of what you want a support to do realistically. And then you could look at going to the aggressive side of things later on with the likes of Ares when you understand lane flow and things. So we'll focus on Geb and what Geb's role is in the game as the game goes on. So we're going to go into a quick... Can I just do the row mode? Row mode. Okay. It's not going to be perfect because we're doing bots, but it allows me to talk to you guys at the same time and explain what's going on. So I'm going to pick Geberinos. I need to... Yeah, this needs to happen. Yes. Okay. So, I'm going to play Geb this game. What you're going to see from me is I'm going to explain what you're looking to do in lanes. Now, it's not going to look perfect right now, just because we're playing against bots. Now, when I go into a game later on, maybe I'll be able to go in more detail about what goes on. But we need to see, as it goes on, whether or not I can do that. But for now, we're going to go with the bots, and I'm going to look at the bots and explain the lane flow and what you're going to be looking to do. So in this lane, I'm going to have an Artemis, and we're going to be against, or it should be against, a Ymir and her lane. Okay. Now, what you generally want to do when you go to this is you want to look at the enemy support, especially as a Geb, and be like, okay, how's the lane going to go? So with a Ymir's dangers to my carry is going to be the Frost Breath, and with my shield, it cleanses a CC when it hits. So I want to be using my abilities defensively at all times. So that Ymir's going to try and charge in and Frost Breath my carry. So I want to use my knockback, my 2 to farm the wave, but also to knock back Ymir to stop him getting in range of my carry if he's getting too close. And if he does get too close, then I'm looking to shield. So that's generally what you want to work out first of all when you get into a game. But for now, we'll start with the general item build with the support picks. We're not going to go into items too much overall of what you should be picking up, but you have a core and a support item anyway. And it's generally looking something like this, pretty much. 4 or 5 multi potions is fine. Now on the map, at the start of the game, you want to be looking to ward. Now the reason for these wards on the side of the map that you're going to put down, these wards are going to give you vision of where the enemy's starting more than anything else, and whether they're going to be looking to invade and such. Now, it's slightly different on either side when you play support, just depending on what side's going to be taking the middle camps, which we discussed with mid and the solo lane earlier on, of where you go for the solo lanes and if you're going to take them or not. So, in this game, we know that because my mid lane is going to be taking the right-hand side camp, that this camp is going to be contested and taken more than likely by the enemy team. So I'm going to put a ward down here, which is one of the ward placements, and the other one is generally around here. Now look at the ward placements on the screen right now. This ward that I've just put down, the second ward, it gives me full vision of any rotations coming out from mid lane through this area here and into 2 different aspects of my lane. This ward will give vision of where they're going to start at the start of the game. Now what will happen at the start is after you've put these wards down, you want to go over to the blue buff. And when you're at the blue buff right now, you start the blue buff. Basically, I'm going to do a very, very rough demonstration because the minions are nearly in lane, or sooner rather than later. You do this, and then you hog, and then you walk away pretty much, and your hunter will finish it off and pick up the blue buff. Then you get to lane. Now in lane, you play defensively as Geb, and your whole idea is allow some presence for Artemis to be able to perform. Now she's very, very close to this Ymir, which is kind of crazy. And you want to use your abilities in lane to try and help her farm the wave and pull aggro. Now at the moment she's got aggro, so I'm going to pull it off aggro, off the minions. The closest person to the minions, we know this already, gets aggro. So as a tank, I'm looking to do that. And I'm okay to get poked down. If they're going to go aggressive, they're going to lose this. Because we've got a minion wave here, and now he's in a lot of trouble, because Artemis is going to turn around and pick him up, because he overextended, as shown. But your job is to kind of be in a position that puts pressure on the lane. Artemis, come on. Stop chatting to me in all chat. I don't need to know. Good job, Hindu, man. I know it was a good job. So now we're going to farm on the tower, and my job is to try and make these minions weak and pick up the farm in the early game, especially when your hunter does not have stacks. Okay, when your hunter's stacking, then you've got to let them last hit, but in the early game you want to be helping assist these minions going down to help push the wave in, because otherwise they're going to push it to the tower. So now you're looking to push out at the moment. Eventually, hopefully my hunter will agree to do that, but at the moment she seems to be stuck in position, which makes it difficult. Now as time goes on, this mid-camp's become an issue. Now, it's harder to show the mid-camps off in this sort of game, but we'll do so when we get a little bit into another game. We'll do a custom game or something as well with the viewers. But what you'll see is that we want to be keeping an eye on the timer of these mid-camps coming up. Now, generally, it'll come up at about the 3-minute mark, because that's exactly when mid-camp should be due. So we're going to pretend that that's exactly the time we're looking for. So I'm keeping an eye on everything that's going on in lane. You can see me just looking to farm out and push out the wave. I should be popping these multi-potions a bit more. And I'm trying to protect Artemis so she can farm. If you notice, I'm staying with her to apply pressure. Now, she's overextended a little bit, and she knows I'm low. So that Frostbite I can't stop because I just used the shield on myself. She's going to take a lot of poke. But now, if he's going to keep going aggressive, I'm going to hit him with a knock-up to slow him down. And now my minions, he's in my minion wave. So, 2 minutes 30 in the game. I'm kind of low on HP, so I need to pop this multi-potion one more time and keep sustaining in the lane. We're going to try and push out this lane because Anher's gone back. If I hit all these minions like this, I'm going to get gold from him. I'm going to get experience from him, so I can leave the lane now. And at 2 minutes 10, I've got my rollout online, as you can see. I'm going to be able to get to this mid-camp before they even spawn, or before Ymir gets here. And with these wards I've got down here, guys, you can see I know what's going on with the wards. So, when you get to mids, early game, 1 hit on each pretty much. We'll do 2 just to make sure. And a hog. Nice, 3 with Geb then, okay. 3 with Geb and a hog, and you're going to get the mid camp down. Now, generally, you want to be contesting both of these. So, if you notice your mid lane's pushed in, you can rotate for these ones and get some more experience. Now, you've got to be sharing this as well with your jungler and with this mid laner, all being well. Sometimes even your hunter, if he's ahead, and he'll try and rotate around and pick up some extra experience. But you want to take both these camps down, so I'm just going to pretend I've done that one. Then you're back into base, because you've got no ward coverage on the map again. And this is where the lanes and the position of what you're going to be doing kind of opens up, honestly, of what you're going to be looking to do. You want to be getting your standard build online, which I'm going to kind of show you to an extent here. But now that we're Geb and we're online, what we're going to do is we're going to be heading off to semi-roam now, because Artemis is pushed up here, and I want to give her as much free time to farm as I can. The more time your hunter gets free farming lane without you being there, the more gold and experience she'll get for herself, where it's not shared, on top of the fact that she'll get ahead in levels if she can deal with the 2v1 situation. So, I'm going to put my wards down again. Now, this ward's great for the mid laner more than anything, and this ward's good as well. So there's no real way for them to get into my half of the jungle round here without being spotted out by these 2 wards, unless they come through this rotation here. So I'm looking to rotate here. Anher's gone mid. My team's in trouble. I can support, though. So I'm going to put the shield on him just to deny Anher getting a possible kill. He wasn't going to, but that's what I'm looking to do. Meanwhile, Artemis is back in base and the lane's pushed up. So I'm looking at the map of where I can help out. Well, look at this lane. It's really under pressure. He's fine here. I should be looking to rotate here and try and give a little bit of help to Vermana. These guys are low, and even as a Geb, I could possibly pick up a kill here if I can find one. So I'm going to rotate and look for where Guan is. Guan's actually recalled here, but now I can put the pressure on from behind and try and take the pressure off this lane. Got to beat him down a little bit because, you know, Rabot is Rabot. And help Vermana out in this lane, because at the moment, Artemis is fine. I'm looking to rotate and put pressure on. If they're going to go aggressive on me, that's fine. I can sustain. But Vermana is very low already. So I'm going to help him push out this lane before I move on, because I don't think we're going to get a kill, but I'm helping him out so he can recall. Now I'm rotating again. I'm on the move once more. Vamana died because he's not great. But I'm looking to rotate all the time. Now, if you remember, we did the mid-camps at 3 minutes. They spawn every 3 minutes. So at 6 minutes, I'm looking again to try and pick up the mid-camps. I'm keeping an eye on this clock here is very important for me. Like, absorbing experience from lanes, like mid and solo, is very important too. Because it gives you, your duo lane, more time to farm. Now, there's another thing about the duo lane, okay? And I'm looking at rotating because my duo lane is ahead. Well, if your duo lane is behind, what do? You babysit. You sacrifice him getting extra gold and experience to sit in lane and make sure he can still farm. Because if he gets further and further behind, it's going to be an issue. You still have to try and rotate, but it's not very easy to do so. Okay, so you want to be babysitting in the lane and helping to push in. When they're, when they're behind, you want to give them as much free farm as possible. Like now, I should be leaving because the other jungle and the other guardian are not here. I should give her that extra XP and gold if I can. But if they're in lane, I need to be in lane as well, especially if she's behind the hunter and can't fight him. So, we're 6 minutes in, and because of talking to you guys, I'm helping out the Guardian, helping out my support. I did not rotate to the mid-camps. Now, realistically, this mid-camp will be down now, so we're going to pretend I missed this mid-camp. I'm going to rotate to the right one and see if it's available, because I knew after I did the left one, the right one came up. However, when I get to the right one, that's also down. So I missed experience. I'm upset. I'm not happy about this. And it means I'm falling behind a bit on Ymir now, who's level 7, because he kind of stuck in lane while I've rotated around, and it's not really helped out. I'm going to go back to base once more, and as you can see, these wards will expire very, very soon. So you want to be going back to base, getting more wards as well. As I get back to base, I roll out once again, trying to get the speed on, and I'm looking at the map of what I can do. Well, I don't want to really take farm away, but my jungler's kind of roaming around a bit, and he's just wasting this experience here. So I'm going to hog this camp and get experience to catch myself up against the Ymir in lane, who's now 2 levels ahead. But that's going to help me out a little bit. And if the jungler's doing speed and stuff, try and be sneaky and like give this an auto attack as he starts doing it, and then walk away, because you'll get some experience from that. It'll help you out. The jungler won't be happy that you stole some experience, but sometimes he'll understand that you need some too to stay in the lead. But now I'm going to rotate to lane, help farm, and try and put some pressure on this Anhur here, because I know he's low on mana. Do the gank. Hopefully, I'm going to get some follow-up eventually from Ma. Carry, please. Carry, please. Please carry, please. Like we could have killed him. I used one there. So, pushed out the lane. I helped him out once again because he is behind, and then I go back and place the wards. Now, when you're behind in this game, like this ward I've been putting here, you probably want to reposition this, unfortunately, because you want to make sure you've got full vision coverage of the Gold Fury being done. So it might have to be a bit less of influence, though, for the solo lane, sorry, for the middle lane, and more of an influence of the Gold Fury, because you need vision of this. Because obviously, as I walk away around here, you're going to see I can still see the Gold Fury through the map, because I've got a ward covering it, so I can see that at all times that's going on. So, that's the basics of support in the early game. Now, your whole job overall is, this is your item build, okay? These 2 items are the first 2 items you get. As soon as they're online, you want your Hog 3. That's the most important thing in the world, is get your Hog 3 online. Why? Because then you've got a chance to be able to contest the Fire Giant and the Gold Fury, because you're the one that's going to be able to execute the abilities that come off of this, okay? So it's very important for you to make sure you have the Hog 3. Then it's wards, and then continuing to work on your sovereignty. But all the time, your job as a support is to protect your teammates, allow them to farm, and look for gank opportunities with the support, with the jungler as well. It's not all that easy to be able to know exactly what to do every time, because you've got a lot on your plate. You've got a ward, you've got to rotate for mid camps, and if you notice it's 9 minutes, I should be at these mid camps again now if they're every 3 minutes spawning. You've got to help support the lanes, make sure they don't lose farm in them to the tower, and then you've got to try and gank silly Anhurs like this as he tries to run away from you. Hit with a rollout. Get on my level. I should have probably. Oh no, he's got on my level. He's on my level, guy. Better. So you want to be looking to farm. So at the moment you can see right hand lane's really struggling. My wards are down, so I don't have to worry about warding. But blue buff's up. Now blue buff is something I've not talked about. When the blue buff respawns, you really want to be rotating onto this and bringing it down again with your hog, or just auto attacks for your hunter. But remember about your hog, guys. This is an important one as a support. Your Hand of the Gods needs to be timed well. You can't use your Hand of the Gods to farm stuff if the Gold Fury's up or possibly going to be contested soon. Because if that's on cooldown, you're not going to be able to fight for the Gold Fury, and you're going to lose it to the enemy, the support that just roams in. and presses Hog 3. You could cause some issues for yourself. So Hog 3 should never be used when the Gold Fury's up and it could be contested, and then later on in the game around the 15 to 20 minute mark, that's when you want to be trying to save it for the Fire Giant. So you've got to be very careful with how you use your Hog as time goes on. There you go. Ooh, there you go, just for you guys. So that's the very basics of support. It's not very easy to show with bots. So what I'll do is I'll do a custom game where I play it with viewers, okay, and you guys can come in, and I'll play support. And I'll try and talk through exactly what I'm doing in the lane at all times and what I'm thinking about as the game goes on. Now, I'm going to be playing against viewers, and there's a chance that the viewers will go ham on me just because I'm playing in the game and they want to show the good, which is fine, but it might not give the full understanding and explanation of how support's played, but I'll try and do so, okay? And walk through it. We'll play Geb again in this, and hopefully the viewers can all join in and have some fun with it as well. So, creating the match is Hindu. Password is no password. Why not? You don't need a password. Blind pick 5v5, as you can see, I'm just saying no. And usual starting stuff. So, Conquest game's up, guys. Tune in. If you've got any questions in chat about support in general now, ask them, and I will try and go over them now before I go again into detail about it. So just wait for everybody's game. But if you have questions in chat, go ahead and ask them, guys. And obviously this will be highlighted, so if you've seen anything that you like from this and you want to replay, you can go over it again. You can also pass it on to friends who are looking to learn to play the game, or generally understand the support role a little bit more, because understanding what the other roles in the team are supposed to do, even if you play mid, even if you play solo, understanding what's going through the Guardian's head all the time when he's playing the support role is good to know, because if you think about it, he's got to ward, he's got to rotate through mid camps, he's got to make sure that the hunter is able to farm all the time. And then he's also got to try and help you guys out in other lanes and gank with the jungler and get experience at the same time to be able to be that frontline tank for your team. So it's not all that easy to be able to do all those things. And then you'll say, why is the support not rotating? Well, because my hunter's losing, I'm not being able to get the blue buff and behind on experience and gold. So you have to look at these things as time goes on and understand what other roles are having to do. And from a Guardian point of view, Guardian is very, very difficult, honestly. It's probably the one with the most things going on in your head at a given time. Like, Hunter realistically has to farm. Has to farm and then rotate if he's got an opportunity when he's pushed. That's all he needs to do. The support has so much going on at all times. What headset am I using? TNT? It's a really bad headset, so don't ask. It's not a great headset. It's just a poor man's headset that could only afford. So, hopefully everyone will lock in and things will go well with this game. How far can you get behind and still be fine? Get behind the other... Right, the one thing when you say get behind, this is the thing about supports. Having a 1 or 2 level disparity between you and the other support is okay. If you're ahead 2 levels, that's fucking amazing than the other support. But if you're behind 2 levels, it's okay depending how the game's going. If you've managed to do your all and help your team out, then it's okay to be behind. And you will catch that up eventually if your team starts to win and snowball it. However, you've got to make sure that if you are behind, always keep an eye with your tab button of what the enemy support is at. What level is he at? How much gold is he at? So you know the disparity between your team and theirs, or generally how supportive you've been for your team and he has. Because like if he's 2 levels ahead because he's got 5 assists and you've got 0 assists, that means he's been rotating more or being more effective overall with what he's been doing. So maybe it's not always a good thing, so it's kind of weird. Should you ever build damage on a support? AJ Nola, you can build damage as a support sometimes, but I don't want anybody doing it early game. You've got a core build. Your core build is Watcher's Gift, Midas Boots pretty much, especially if you're a new player. You'll understand to switch to other boots maybe later on, but Midas Boots and Sovereignty is your core set. After that, generally it's a Medjai's Blessing. Now the reason you get the Medjai's Blessing, it's not necessarily to give you the extra protections against certain gods. It's more to do with the CC absorption. So when you contest the Gold Fury and the Fire Giant, or you try and go in for that big ultimate to start the team off, that you're not going to get CC'd immediately and have that delayed off you. You're not going to get CC'd and not be able to use your hog, and the enemy, support walks and hogs it away from you because you didn't have your Medjai's Blessing available. So generally you see that, and then you can look at getting some damage. Maybe a Soul Reaver. Generally Soul Reaver is one of those that I think is generally a pretty good item on them later on in the game, especially on Guardians, because the burst damage, for example, like with Geb is really good, and obviously with Intoxicate with Bacchus is great too. So, we're in this game at the start, and I'm going to go through everything as I do it. Like, try and speak constantly. If you have questions in chat, I will still try and answer them as we go along and make it sense of it. So, right start of the game, I'm going to buy my full item build. Now, this is the other side of the game, which is perfect for this game for us guys, because I showed you what it was like on this side, but when you're warding on this side, it's totally different right now, because you don't need as many wards really. You don't really need to ward here, because it's going to be your mid laner. Like I said, mid laner always takes right experience camp, and it's going to be your AD carry that's going to be starting it. So it's a bit of a different start, this one, that you're going to see overall and how it's going to go. So you're going to see me walk all the way down to the enemy area of the blue buff here. I'm not going to ward here this time. I'm going to ward straight over here because I just want to get vision of what the enemy AD carrying support are going to be doing. Now you can see that they've invaded. You saw them run down here. I have an understanding of where Athena is now. Athena's warded exactly where I warded the other game because she's on the other side of the map. But this ward is going to give two things. It's going to show me if both of them are doing the blue. It's going to show me them if they're going to invade me while I'm trying to start the blue for my team on my own, which is generally what you want to do. And it's also going to show what items they started with for my team. As you can see, Athena's gone for the same build as me at the start, but she's placed 2 wards on her screen because you know she's going to start 2. So her other ward has gone down. At the same time, we can see Ul has gone for the Morning Star. So this is giving information to my team all the time. So now at the start of the game, my Hunter and my mid are going to be taking this. I start this buff off solo. And what you do is you burn things early to make sure they're off cooldown so your hog will be up quicker. Now one thing as I'm doing this, you want to make sure it stays alive. It generally does. Some Guardians have better time clearing this than others. You notice I've used a multi-potion immediately just to sustain. I'm not going to kill it, I'm going to leave it with 1 hit. Because then Ram can come into lane, pick it up and get it. And that means he's going to get experience for it. Now we're in the laning phase, okay? And in the laning phase, we're going to sit here and try and help push the lane out. So you see me just knock the minions back, apply a bit of damage. And if I hit them too, groovy, you know? If I can manage to hit them as well, that's really groovy. Now I'm just harassing and being aggressive. You can see me just protecting him. And as he pushes forward, as your hunter pushes forward, you push forward with him to give him the protection. Now, my shield in this that I've taken second is for when Athena taunts. If Athena taunts, I immediately shield my my hunter, sorry. And you can see me pushing out the wave a little bit more again. I'm going to go in here. She didn't taunt. I preemptively did that. I just wanted to reduce the damage, but now he's gone in deep, and I've not got my shield, so now I've got a body block. Look how I've got in front of my carry. I don't have any abilities here, but I'm blocking any shots that could come into him. I'm protecting him as I walk forward. Now my ward is still in place here, over here. Now what I'm thinking here is as we push forward, I'm like, where is the enemy jungler right now? Well, the enemy jungler is still in this lane. Cool, we can relax a little bit. Is mid lane still in mid lane? Yeah, mid lane still in mid lane. Okay, we're in a good position. We can keep pushing up. I've got a ward there. I can see them all. My team's doing all right. Now I'm just trying to body block and cross them out. I'm rolling out just to deal damage there more than anything else. The axe landed straight after, but we can try and put some pressure on. See how I'm pressuring from the front? I popped the potion to give myself some more mana back, and now I'm like, oh no, mid's missing. So now I'm looking around, but never mind. Mid is back. Mid is back, so I know I'm okay again for it. But I know with how long the wards last, my ward's going to run out here sooner rather than later. And we're at 2 minutes in. I've got another minute until the mid camps are coming up. I'm out of mana here too, and I've just let me some free poke because I didn't have it. So now, Ram's in a pretty good position here, right? Ram's okay, he's pushing in. I'm going to say, I'm going to tell him to be careful. I'm going to come back over here, drop another ward again, but this time, this side a little bit more. Just so I get more vision of this rotation through here. And now I'm going to rotate back to mid, sorry, back to my lane. Now you've got another minute, about half a minute until the mid camps are coming up. Mid lane's still there. Jungler's now missing. And look at who's coming over. Athena's here and she's very, very low. Has to charge away. He's going to look for the snipe kill. If she picks this up, this is going to be great for us. Nope, not going to find it. So now I'm going to say be careful to him. And I'm going to start rotating mid because they're coming up soon. I can put a bit of pressure on over here as well. So you can see the mid camps aren't up yet, but they're coming up soon. So I'm going to rotate mid, hit them to get some experience for the rotation, just in case, you know, this goes badly taking this camp over here. I've already hit 5, which is fantastic for me. If you notice, I'm ahead of the enemy support here, and I'm waiting for this camp to flash. Now he's flashing. I'm going to ping, because I want these guys to come over for it, to make sure they get experience as well. The ping was important just to let them know. So, a couple of hits, hog, those two got golden experience for it because I'll let them be in range. Now we rotate for this one, and see if we can pick this one up too. If we can, awesome. we're going to be ahead. Look at Rom, though. Rom's overextended. He has got ward, though, thanks to me, so he hasn't understood what's going on. I don't have anything here, so this is risky. I'm just trying to absorb experience and support. By maybe just being here, if they don't look at my mana bar, they don't know how useless I technically am there. So I'm going back to base now, because I'm out of mana. Rom's pretty safe to an extent. I got mid camps. I've got a moment to rest. Back to base, we start buying now. We're going to get the boots online. We're looking for the Midas boots. Generally, you're never going to be able to get them all in one go. So now we're going to look at picking up the wards once more. I don't need to buy any potions. I'm going to stay in base here. Now, this is a bit greedy of me, but I want to get my blink. Now, with me getting my blink on Geb, it means that I can blink over walls, use my ultimate into team fights, and get to a team fight late. So, for example, if I'm going to be late to a team fight, I can use it to blink, shield someone. I can also use it to be aggressive and gank. So, I know right now Rom is in a great position, okay? Rom's doing fine for himself. I believe he's just done his blue buff himself, has he? Or did we have the blue buff? So, no, blue buff's just come up for us. So, I'm already back here for the blue buff. We're going to bring this one down quickly. I'm not going to use my hog because obviously it's on cooldown right now. But now I've got to start warding on the map once more. Because that ward that is at the blue buff is now missing. I'm just going to rotate into lane and put some pressure on here. You see me doing this and keeping him under pressure. I'm waiting for him to axe so we can turn it around and get off it. Is he going to axe? Oh, that was badly timed for me. Oh, I didn't find the snipes, but I can find a kill. Her ulti comes out, helping defend. Now my team can go aggressive, knock up. Just to slow her down a little bit more, trying to delay her. I'm covering the option here. Look at where I am. I'm covering the option so she can't escape that easily. Option covered. You see that? I'm not a killer. I'm a tank. My job is to dislodge and stop people escaping. So that's what I'm trying to do. So at the moment, we can't get any from outside this. We can try and attack the Golf Fury if I hog free, but I don't. Now this is a bad fight for my team. Now I'm going to ward anyway. My team's winning, so I can go ward. I'm going to ward in the same place over here again for Rom. And now I'm going to ward this side as well. Because this side is where the rotation could come from. And it's going to give me some vision. There's a bit of a bad ward there. It should probably have been where I'm stood now. Because it would give me vision for my Hunter in the lane. But it'll also give me vision of the Golf Fury. Now we're not going to do that. We're not going to do the Golf Fury just yet because I want to try and do it normally. So, with 5 minutes in the game, look at the mid camps, they're respawning soon. I need to back to base very, very quickly here. I'm going to buy wards one more time. Can I afford my Midas boots? No, I'm still not going enough. I'm going to get another 2 wards because every time I go back, ward, 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 ward. That's all that's going through my head. I want to get back to the mid camps. I'm leaving Rom to farm now because I've given him a small lead in lane. He is ahead. Athena's a level behind me still because I've been getting mid camps. Now my mid laner is now pinging the right camps because they know too. Mid camps are up soon. We've got to contest him. Well, Athena's going to beat me there. I'm going to be cheeky and try and blink over and take him away. Not sure if I can. Can I make it? He can. Yeah. Get out of life. Yeah. So, I stole mid camps, but they know I didn't use hog. I used hog, but so did she, so I don't have to worry. I'm rotating right now. I'm going to contest these ones. Now, Greymix knows I'm here, you know. I've been seen. I'm hoping my team comes with me. He got aggro from them, which is great for me. I'm just keeping him busy, really. I'm going to give these up. I'm going to walk away and give these up. I can't fight. Honestly, he's going to get the camp, and Ra's coming over. I'm just going to roll out, get out of dodge. So I lost left camps, but I know roughly when they're going to be up, because it's going to be about the 7-minute 5 mark that they actually go down, okay? So now we're going to go back to our right lane, because you can see Ram's starting to be pushed in, and I've got nowhere else to really be. I could have stayed mid, but I want to give some protection and just show my face here once more. Look at Ram, he's level 9. Ul's level 8 right now, because that I have been so busy of roaming around. I've managed to give him some free farm. Now, I see people are going aggressive on me here, which is kind of fine. I mean, I'm still Geb after all, right? If I die, I die. They went aggressive on me. If my team were here, we could have rotated in and done something. I was extending because I was talking too much. But I'm back in base now. Going to get my gold boots online. Midas boots are now online. I've got 2 wards. Next thing on my list is Hog 3. Hog 3's next. Look how far ahead I am of Athena now. This is what we're looking at. I'm only 100 gold ahead, but I am a level ahead. Now that means I'm going to be doing a little bit more damage with my skills. The cooldown's going to be a little bit lower as well. So, right side, they're all grouping up and trying to take down the tower. They're trying to push down the tower. Meanwhile, left side, Vermona to get the free tower rotate all the way over here. And now Bastette's trying to defend against 3 members, so I'm going to try and support her as much as I can. The shield's going to just reduce some damage. And there's an ult from Space and Time, and I just saw that. And now with that Space and Time ult going off, I'm going to stop this so they can try and get in here and cause an issue. Body block Athena. Body block Athena. Do not let her escape. There we go. The body block on Athena was good. Made sure that she tried to use the charge out. She wasn't going to make it. Push the lane out. Once I've hit them, I don't care. Once you hit the minions, you don't care. You should be looking to ward again. Going to drop a ward here because look at that, it expires. Now because that ward expires, I know this ward's going to expire, so I'm going to go over here and drop this ward as well. I've got 485 gold now. There's nothing on the map for me to do. Mid lane's going to be farmed by Giannis. Ram's going to be taking that on the right side with the jungle. They don't need me. Back to base. Get my Hog 3 online. Because once my Hog 3 is online... Oh, I was an idiot. I miscounted how much cash I had in the bank. But yes, only go back when you have enough gold. I'm going to sell that part just to pretend that I had this. Good afternoon, Scarface. Thank you everyone for tuning in as well, guys. Really appreciate it, but I'm just focusing on this for now. So mid-camps are due up once more. You can see on the right-hand side they're due to come up. So I'm looking at them. I'm also looking at the fact that Rom's in trouble. He's being attacked by the jungler. And I've got to try and get there, but I'm so slow. I've been lazy. I waited in base for gold. If Rom dies, I feel like some of this is my fault. Maybe he was overextended. Maybe it was something of mine. He's going to go deep. Can I get there to save him? I was charging blink then, did you see? Charging blink. I was going to blink over the wall and attempt the shield if I could. But now he's going to have to back. I'm going to have to defend this lane. So what I'm going to do to defend this lane, I'm not too scared of Nemesis, honestly, overall right now. She's low on health. I'm going to roll out for everything here, and that's going to push the wave. Even though they've got more minions, all their minions are very low. So 1 or 2 hits will kill him. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to show you why I didn't kill them all. I don't need to. It's going to push anyway. So my lane's safe, and everybody else was out of lane. So don't have to worry about that one. I'm looking at mid lane now because Jean Qui's being an issue. He's taken down my middle tower, and they need my help. So I'm going to try and focus on mid. However, obviously, absorb experience where you can. Ram can do that solo now. Don't worry about him. But now we've got to focus on trying to help out the other lanes. We've got a lead in terms of kills. However, in towers, that middle tower going on the left one, it's not good for us. I missed mid camps on the right. Not good. I was too late. I was defending. Didn't work out for me. Now I'm going to try and hope that the left camps are up. They're not either. Damn it, I missed 2 camps. God, I'm useless, guys. My rotation was late, but I was busy defending, so you've got to think in your head, what was more worth, defending the tower or getting the experience camps for yourself? Well, you know, it's a 50-50. It all depends how things go. Now, Ram's in trouble again in this lane. Ul's being aggressive. I'm going to actually stay here because Ram's still got a tower and Athena was rotating around here, and I want to keep the pressure on this lane because Giannis doesn't have a tower, and as you can see, Athena was here looking for the pressure herself. But me being here, it forced Jean Qui back. I'm just going to put some pressure on. Oh, that was a good taunt from her overall. Just going to throw the stun out because the cats are there as well, and he's going to drop down. So that worked out well for us. I'm not going to like discuss perfectly why that went so well. I'm going to try and get aggro here, see if we can knock onto a wall. No, you're going to... Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought Bastet was going to drive... Right. What you saw there is me go aggressive because I'm the Guardian, I can tank. If they didn't rotate as well as they did from the enemy team, we would have killed Athena there as well. And then I would have gone for a Gold Fury. That's why I was trying to kill Athena. And with Bastet could have come in with me. Bastet knew what was going on and said retreat because she knew we were getting rotated on from the other lanes. Didn't work out for us. So now we're in mid-game, okay? And the importance thing, again, is to continue trying to work on your build as much as possible. Now, Sovereignty's on the list, but still, I want to be getting wards over and over again. A couple of multi-potions as well. That gives me some sustain in terms of mana and in terms of health, so just lets me continue farming a little bit more. So you're going to see me go around again, because look, I've got no wards on the map again. My team have been lazy with ward in this game. You've seen it yourself. But I have to keep warding. If I don't ward, then, you know, we're going to lose more. Like, I'm not happy that my team's not warding very much, but that means I have to keep warding. I can only place 3 at a time and keep them down, but the important areas now to ward a Gold Fury. That's one. And rotation lanes out of mid. Like you see, Jean Qui can see that. I can see the rotations coming out from their team, and I have a feeling they don't have a ward here. He's going to get caught. Thank you. Get out of dodge. Oh, no. Run. Okay, so I know he's not got anything to get escape. I'm going to stun and hopefully he runs away. He's going to die anyway. So, I'm going to pop my multi-potion and back away. I know I've got Bastet on the backside. I'm looking to shield her, but I might need to shave this shield for myself because Zhong is still going crazy on me. However, my shield on myself, I ain't technically baited him in there because he was going greedy for the kill. Now I need to back away because if I don't back to base right this second, they could possibly attempt a Gold Fury right now, okay? I've got a ward there though, and so my team knows this is going on. We took out Jean Qui, which is important. I'm quickly looking to buy items if I can. Can I buy anything? No. Out of base we go. They're going Gold Fury. Thank God I put that ward down. But because I know I'm trying to get there, defend the Gold Fury. Spam it! Spam it! Get them in there so you can get there and help. You're not going to be there in time, so you've got to put the pressure on by making your team do it. If you're not going to be able to be there, your team needs to be there. So they're trying to get them off it. Do they get the goal for you? Yes, but can we turn this around? Can we make a play out of it? That's the question. I'm going to try and make one. Let's go. Body block, body block, body block. Awesome. 2 kills for a Goal Fury. Not the best thing in the world, but we got something out of it. Attack middle lane. Now I'm starting to try and lead my team as the tank. I'm trying to say, look, we lost Goal Fury. We need to get middle lane in response now to make sure it pays off. I know Ra was on this side of the map, so I'm just going to ward here to make sure he can't rotate into this one as well. And that's a bit of a deep ward there. Not really needed, but I'm going to ward it anyway. Goal Fury's down, remember. So I don't need to ward Goal Fury as much right now. We're going to try and pressure mid lane in a little bit more. See if we can get some damage off on Zonkui, cause some issues on him. I'm going to help Giannis push this one in, if I can. The team should all be here pushing this in, really, but instead they've gone rotating around. Vermana went left, Ram was already left, right lane's pushing. There's nothing for me to do here. I'm going to go back on this side and just pick up this experience camp, because I've not got a lot I can do. Like, I should pick this camp up here, use my hog, because we know Goal Fury's down, I can use my hog, it's safe to do so. My team's fighting, I'm going to quickly back to base. Maybe I should have gone over there and fought, not too sure. But now I'm looking for fights all the time through this one. So I'm keeping an eye on the map. I didn't buy a bad Hindu, didn't buy a ward. Going to go back and show you buy a ward. And in doing so, by not buying the ward there, it's going to delay me getting back to the fight. So, my ward placements that are coming out, my team has been listening to me on comms now as well, because you can hear my wards have actually increased quite a bit from my team now, which is great, okay? This Goal Fury ward is pointless now, though, because the Goal Fury is down. We want to be covering an option, like an option here and an option here. Well, my team's doing alright, and I can see he's in the sky and he's in a lot of trouble. He needs to roll sooner rather than later. I'm just going to walk around here and show my face to make sure they don't come in. And go aggressive on him. Meanwhile, though, we're losing right lane, so I'm going to rotate right. Space and Tim goes out. We could probably get a gank off this, actually, as well now. I'm just going to walk. I'm not going to waste anything. Land the knock-up. Got the option off. Body block. Ult. Force the beads. Okay, the ult wasn't the greatest thing in the world. He's not going to come in. I'm right. What you see? I'm tanking this, guys. Yeah, I'm tanking so Giannis would dive the tower and just pick him up. I could have shielded him. I could have shielded myself if either of us got aggro. But instead, we're going to see her go in. I'm going to go for the shield. She should pick it up with the cat there. No, she bled the wrong thing. Time to be a hero. And when a hero comes along, his name's Geb. Greed. Greed. Okay. Not a good play, but sometimes you can do that if it's going to help out your team. By me doing that, it forced them back a little bit. We didn't get anything out of it. It kind of made it worthwhile in a way, but not really. Questions. Hindu, if you know you're going to use ultimate, you should use it before the other skills on. Yeah, Monkshi, you should. But you want to try and save your ultimate for like big situations. Like I know I used my ultimate late there because I thought we might be able to pick him up without having to use it. Maybe I should have knocked up and then ultimated immediately to delay him further. But he forced beads anyway, so it didn't really matter too much. I'm just quickly looking through chat to see if there's been any questions going on. Do I have insomnia? DJ, no, I don't have insomnia. I just don't sleep that much. I love sleeping though, but I just like staying up late. I'm a nocturnal sort of person. I'm a late night person, so that's why you see me up so late during the evenings. So I'm actually going to get my Blink online a bit more here. I've not used it yet. We've not really grouped. We should really be grouping at this stage and looking for team fights. I came out of base then with 2 wards because I didn't place a single ward, guys. Didn't place a single ward in that rotation. Why not? Because I was too busy doing other stuff. And then I've got to get wards up and make them important for my team. So, I've wasted the opportunity to have 2 wards on the map and have even more vision right now, which we don't have. Now, Vermana is going to get ganked here. He's going to get ganked by Raj, you can see. Raj rotating all the way over. And even John Creed's here. I just saw Zonk. I'm going to ward this to show my teammates where he is. It wasn't the greatest ward, but I get to see the rotation coming out from him. He's chasing me. That's fine. I'm okay with this. I'll just wander around in a circle. Okay, son. Stop it. It's rude. I'm Geb. Vermana goes ham. But I don't know if he's going to get anything of that, really. I mean, he was looking for the aggression. Tim's here as well. He's coming through, so we're going to see Giannis turn up any second. That war's just expired. And with the position of the team right now, we can possibly make something happen. I'm just going to put some pressure on these guys. Notice how... Oh, get off him! Get off him! Nemesis. We need to back out of this one because it's a bad fight now. I'm trying to push him away from my Vermana here. So, I died. That fight, so Giannis used the portal down, and as soon as he landed, I used my Cataclysm. The reason I used that is because I caught 2 of them in it, so I dealt decent damage, and I also kept them both in place, so Giannis could get the nice damage off. The rest of the team didn't really follow up there, unfortunately, and then we got caught out of position. Giannis got aggressed on by Nemesis. Nemesis picked her up, even through my shield. I couldn't really do anything. I was sent me out of position after to use my ultimate, really. I just kind of stood there like, yeah, I've done my job, and it was really, really bad. Can Witchblade work on Geb? Yeah, it can work on Geb TL. You can pick up the Witchblade. It can be useful for you and your team. But it depends on what the enemy team's got as well, right? I mean, against the Nemesis and Null, okay, it's not bad. But maybe, you know, getting some magic resistance would be pretty good as well. So, wards need to come online. Because I'm a bit tankier now, I'm just going to go for a sentry. Because the reason for the sentry ward is Gold Fury's up. I want to clear... Oh, I want to clear the ward out. At the Gold Fury. I've got a ward on the Fire Giant right now, but I know Gold Fury is available. Now, if their team's doing it, my team getting wrecked this game by damage. So, I know Gold Fury is up. I want to rotate and see if it's still being done or it's, you know, still alive. And if it is, throw a ward down so I've got vision of what the hell's going on here. I'm just going to use a normal ward for now. So, Gold Fury is still up. I'm going to ward this side here. So I just want vision of it. Now, I think he's going to walk over to me. I'm not even bothered. I'm not going to fire. She's just wasting the time, really. Like, they're wasting their time, really. My team could rotate or do something here. I don't really need the help. I know they've wasted taunt now, but there's not a whole lot. What I did see there, I'm pretty sure, was the mid camps were available, guys, so I'm going to try and take them. Left hand side, you're going to see them getting aggressed on. Oh, Ra is being a real issue. Attack left lane. We need to bring down Ra, because Ra is being a bit of a beast this game, causing a lot of issues for the team. So, we'll see if I can help out here. He's just going to pick everybody up, I think, here. And now Athena's ulting in. Retreat. Just retreat. I'm actually just using that defensively. The slowest rollout in existence. So, Ra picks up another kill, and this is pretty much... This is pretty much over in terms of how the game goes, but pretty much you can see what the Guardian should be doing at all times. Now, it's not going to be that easy to go over it any more than that without continuing on the game, but it's kind of difficult in this game as well. We're so far behind and things, so you're not going to see as many things that would happen, like more contests over the Gold Fury, more contests over the Fire Giant, but you see what's going through the mind of the support all the time. He's got to try and help out his laner, he's got to help out mid, he's got to ward, he's got to do the blue buff, he's got to pick up the mid camps overall, he's got to keep an eye on his experience compared to the other support overall and how he's doing. Currently I'm 300 gold behind. He's ahead in build by massive amounts right now, although I've invested 900 gold into Greater Blink, which hasn't paid off for me because we've not really had the engages where I've had the chance to use it. Probably should have gone for the Sovereignty and got that one online earlier, and that would have paid off more. I'm going to press F6 here. Hopefully my team will surrender. And please. Please. It's just so I can do another one. If anyone's got questions and stuff, I can do stuff like that. Because this is more for practice and teaching more than the game itself. Hindu, is there ever a time you should buy Eye of Providence? AJ Nola, there's not a good time to buy Eye of Providence these days, okay? The reason there isn't a good time for Eye of Providence is because there's better actives to pick up. And with the Eye of Providence and the amount it costs, like, you could have a weakening curse there, which would reduce the healing of the enemy team and slow everybody down. You're going to be... When you look at your active slots as well, as the game goes on, there's nothing for your active slots to really be using. Your active slots are just there for wards, basically. There's nothing else that a support's going to get other than wards, so why get the Eye of Providence? I mean, maybe it saves you, maybe it's cost efficient if you can use a ward every single time it's off cooldown and put it down, but realistically, there's other stuff that's more important than getting an Eye of Providence. If you guys have any questions in chat right now, let's go. Can I show you an aggressive support? Yeah, okay, great mix. I'll try and I'll do this one in a practice because I won't need to do a thing even first. Right, so that was a more defensive support, okay? And I said we'd try and look for the others because Gebs generally farm, protect, farm, protect, farm, protect. Then there's the other types, which is dependent. Now, there's aggressive supports, but if you go behind as aggressive support, you've got to play it very much like, you know, a Geb. So take that into account when I try and show you aggressive supports here. I'll do it in against bots just to kind of show what you're looking to do. So we'll go with an Ares for this one, because Ares is like one of the most aggressive ones, or a Sobek. Because like Sobek's aggressive in a different way to Ares. He's looking for aggression to flip people back into bad territory, but you have to look for that all the time to be really aggressive. But with Ares, pretty much will show what he's got. Why did I suck this bad this game? Spare, don't worry about it. Like, to be honest, the level of playing from different players is always going to be different over it, and then people, you know, going to do well, people aren't going to do well. It's not exactly an organised game, so to speak. So, we'll look at Ares right now then, guys, and see how you play him in a kill lane, or a more aggressive lane, more than anything else. That's what you got to look at here. It's about aggression. That's what you're going to be looking to do all the time, is be aggressive. You still build a very similar way. Now, with warriors, you can go for the Death's Toll start, which gets picked up sometimes as well. But we're still going to go for the Watcher's Gift start. I want you guys, especially for newer supports, yeah, you understand builds, you've seen them all before. So we're just going to look at sort of the very basic support starts that you're going to see over and over again. Now in lane, what you're looking to do at the very start is the same as you do on everyone, okay? I'm going to start with my 3 at the start of this game. Some of them start 1, but I'm going to start 3 this time just because I'm not going to get any help at the blue buff, basically, is what I'm going to explain. And it's going to show you how you... starts off a lot like Geb, but then it transitions into going very aggressive, absorbing damage, okay? So your whole object in this game is to apply zone control. Now with your chains, like with the fire shield, this is the range you've got on this, yeah, with your Searing Pain. This is the range of influence you have, and obviously you know it's a channel, as we'll say here. It channels all the way around, and you can move around with it, and it also, you know, causes a lot of damage because it's a percentage of health. So by you being up and aggressive in a minion wave, say, it's hard to see without the minions now, but being up in the minion wave, you stand forward. If you notice, Geb stands quite far back. He's not really needed. He stands like off to the side. You still stand off to the side, but you're going to be looking to get the minions, but also make sure that the hunter knows that if he comes too close, you're going to scorch his ass. Same for the guardian. Like if one of them makes the mistake of being too close, you can start scorching them, but you don't want to scorch them because you'll get minion aggro. We discussed minion aggro already. So juggling minion aggro at the same time as when to go aggressive and when not to is very key. Generally, push the wave, get some minion lead in terms of how many minions your team's got, how many minions their team's got before you look to try and be aggressive. Sometimes though you'll be in the lead and you just want to go aggressive anyway. So start of the game, you'll see the blue buff, yeah? You'll be doing the blue buff, you'll bring that one down, and then you'll pretty much be level 2 by the time you get to lane. But level 2 this time round is going to be a bit delayed because we're not doing blue buff, because we're not doing mid camps, because we're with bots, okay? So, we get to lane, and my whole job is to try and bring down minions. I'm not focusing them right now, okay? I'm not focusing them, because I know that's going to cause an issue. Now they're overextended right now. I'm going to hog this back camp. I wouldn't normally, but just to give you an idea of it. Now we've got a minion lead. Okay. Now if Anher sticks around, he's going to tank aggro. I'm going to go aggressive on him. He's being forced back because if he turns around, my minions will start hitting archer arrows in his back, and that's why Ymir was on me there. I'm being aggressive. Okay. I'm trying to zone out. Now I will hit level 2 soon. As soon as I do, you're looking for aggression. Look how much we're able to force them back to an extent. Now Ymir's being a bit retarded here. He's looking for a kill. He's going to chase down. Instead of chasing him right now, because I know he's not going to make it, I'm just going to farm. Because when Ymir comes back, chain. 1, 2. Oh, I didn't chain again. That was bad. Okay. But I could have killed him there if it wasn't an idiot. So, in the aggressive lane, you're still doing the usual wards. Like, I'm going to throw that one down now. It's very late. But you're still doing the usual wards, but you're paying up forward. You're trying to push the wave in all the time and look for the kills. Look for the aggression. So, you're trying to farm off as best you can. Obviously, my AD had to go back to base, and I'm trying to deny experience. Now, with the chains as well, don't forget, against someone like Anher, me landing chains means he can't escape. So you're looking to land the chains in a decent position where he can't do anything about it, and he's going to die. And if you can get aggro before landing the chains onto him from your minions, it's going to go really well. Yeah, Hindu missing easy killing the bot. I'm the greatest. That's why. Because I was too busy trying to explain what I should be doing, but... Right, now I'm back in lane. I'm ahead of Anher. I'm equal with Anher, but Anher's very low on health. So I'm just going to go aggressive. Oh, he's gone really aggressive. I missed my chains. I did not expect that, but now he's in my minion wave. I'm just going to burn him. Burn him, burn him, burn him. Gotta watch the frost buff, because my hunter doesn't know what he's doing here, so I'm going to fall behind. But they've stuck around. I'm actually going to cheat and hog this. I'm quite happy to absorb a few shots. Frost buff was pretty good. But now he can't escape. 2 chains, bit of cooking. Pick up the kill. Be aggressive. You are going to possibly die quite a lot if you're too aggressive. This is why aggressive supports are kind of harder to play, because you're looking to be aggressive all the time. And sometimes if you fall behind, you've got to play it like Geb and just sit back. There's not a lot you can do. Use your 1 defensively all the time if you have to, and then you use your 3 to farm out and protect. So once you're 5 though, that's when your ult comes online, and that's when you start becoming even more of a threat. You're going to burn ultimates and things. Blink's very good on most of the aggressive supports to be able to get in there and use your ultimate off and things like that. Will you do another game of Conquest with us? Probably JY Blood. We'll probably do a game or 2 later on. So, with your aggressive support, now you're hunting for kills more than anything. I mean, you're going to rotate for the mid camps as you see me doing here. Take the mid camps down still. Your jobs are still the same as aggressive support, okay? But your jobs is also to try and look for kills more than protection. Like, I'm looking for opportunities of people overextended and not... I missed that, really. Come here. Come here. Come here. It's embarrassing. Didn't bring him in for tower range, but I'm going to get some free damage off, and I'm not going to kill him now. If I landed the chain, I would have. But I'm looking for overextended people and not people in trouble. Like, you can still be defensive and get on aggressive support like Ares and put the pressure on the enemy team all the time. Like, I'm trying to, you know, zone him away here. But if they're overextended, you can look for kills with your ultimate. You can look at big rotations, but your ultimate can be used defensively and aggressively as well. If you were made to make a team out of casters, you would have Hindu support, Drybear. Okay. I don't think me and Drybear get on as support and AD carry. I think we just joke around too much. And then I'd carry him. So you can see I've just walked into this lane now. I've not got much mana, but I can put the pressure onto this Carly. And if I had follow-up from a teammate, we'd probably kill her overall. But you can see that an aggressive support is kind of hard to explain without going to a proper game. I guess I should probably do that in one as well. Go into a proper game on one. Do it. Please ask questions, guys. If you've got them, go ahead and ask them now, and we'll try and go through as many questions as we can. What is your favourite game mode? Conquest is definitely my favourite game mode. For relaxing though and not too serious, I do quite like enjoying Siege. When I was leveling to learn new gods, I played a lot of Assault because the randomization, you got to see a lot of different gods being played and a lot of different gods you got to play, so you got to see the interactions quite quickly. And Arena was pretty good as well, just to understand in a way sort of team fight scenarios of when to go in, when not to go in. It's not the greatest thing in the world for team fight scenarios, but it's pretty good. Should supports ever take another starting item except Watcher's Gift? You can do, like Mark of the Vanguard can be good for absorbing damage in the lane. Death's Toll, if you're playing a warrior, can be good if you're going to go for a very, very aggressive lane matchup and looking for early kills in the lane. But remember, if you don't go for a Watcher's Gift, you're going to slowly fall behind in gold, because look at the big passive on that. When a friendly god kills a lane minion near you, you also gain the last hit bonus. Also, your gold per 5 is increased by 1. So you're going to see that I'm getting 1 gold per 5 anyway. Plus, if my hunter's good, I'm going to generate more gold over time. So me just being around when minions die, I'm going to get more gold out of it, which is great, especially when my hunter last hits. Plus, it gives you some good stats like health and mana regen, which is the sort of things that you're looking for. How do you deal with a kill lane, i.e. an Apollo Bastet, for example? Well, an Apollo Bastet lane, it's not something you'd normally see, realistically. A kill lane, you might see a Nijar support, that's a possibility, and that's a very kill-heavy lane. What you have to do in that is just farm and play safe as a Guardian. All you can really do is protect your carry to the best of your ability, and go aggressive if they overextend and commit too difficult, because they're going to go aggressive all the time. And if I'm Ares and I'm in that sort of lane, we can try and punish them and go aggressive early as well, but whoever wins the initial trade may get the lead. And if they have the lead, then you've got to play it more passive and look to counter initiate most of the time. Play safe if you're against an aggressive lane. Like with Geb, you're looking to play safe and just shield. Like you saw me just use my 2 and just sit in lane most of the time. If they weren't focusing... One thing to remember as well, right? If they're focusing your hunter, go aggressive, because they're not focusing you. So, just go aggressive. Now, Ymir's just being a bit too aggressive there. And he's going to pay the price. And now, he's overextended and he's dead, so... Overextended. But, if you're not being focused in there, and this is a big part of the 2-man lane, okay? If they're focusing Artemis, you go aggressive on them because you're not taking any damage for that. If you're playing a hunter, for example, and your Guardian's being focused, go aggressive on them because they're not focusing you. You get time to free damage. If as a Guardian you're being focused in lane, this is groovy, this is great, because a good hunter will abuse that and be able to pick them up in response or win his lane outright. If you drop down but your hunter gets 2 kills, that's good. You're doing a good job in lane, even if you're being aggressive and focused. Fenrir X dual lane. I'm not going to go into specific like how to deal with certain matchups of Fenrir Herc because that sounds disgusting. You want to have someone like Geb in that lane to deal with that situation, honestly, just because of the shields and the knockups and the disengages more than anything else. So my carry's under pressure again. Gonna keep applying it. Burner down. He's got full minion wave aggro here. So have I. I'm getting low, but you know I've got a hog available to be able to drop it if I was going to get too low. And I also had the support of my Artemis.
Your right tower is under attack.
I can leave this bot game now. Any more questions? Go ahead and ask them. What's your favourite role? I play a lot of... at the moment I'm playing a lot of Guardian. I play a lot of Guardian all the time because I'm quite happy to fill. But I also play a lot of Hunter right now. I'm going to go through each role individually and slowly get a legendary on each role so I have more understanding of how the role works. What do you do when you're paired with a shy AD carry? When you paired with a shy AD carry, you have to just be shy yourself. You have to just play passively, okay? If he wants to be passive, that's fine. Some hunters like to be passive and just farm for the late game. Because at the end of the day, hunters are generally late game characters. They can snowball a bit earlier if they can get ahead. But if he wants to just play passive and farm, someone like Neef is very good for that. Of like being very shy and passive. You just want to farm the experience, make sure they stay safe and protect him, and then look for your rotations as usual. If you're playing aggressive support with a shy AD carry, you have to think about that in your head. When you go aggressive, say Ares going in with your chains and then trying to burn him, you chase too far and your AD carry don't follow up, you're going to be overextended and get caught out. So you have to just play it a little bit more passive overall and not be too aggressive. You've got to kind of like fall back on yourself a little bit with how you're going to play your Guardian. Because a lot of your Guardian does kind of pertain to how your team is playing and what kind of role you're going to fit into. Do I remember my first pentakill? Yeah, it was on Rama a couple of weeks ago. So it's actually a highlight as well in my stream, so you can see me get it. It was an arena though, but an angel stole a pentakill from me before that, which makes me very sad. So sad by that one. What do you do if your hunter isn't particularly responsive but gets picked off repeatedly while you roam to do mid camps? Okay, Tiger, if this is happening, your AD carry is slowly getting picked off all the time whenever you rotate, then you have to babysit the lane. I know that sounds really crap to say, but you have to babysit the lane. Don't rotate for the mid camps. You need to take the blame, is what it's going to be, because mid will complain that you're not rotating for the mid camps. Jungle will complain you're not rotating. But what you need to realise is that you need that hunter. You need the hunter, and that's what the Guardian's there for. The hunter is your late game, guys. And if without the hunter, you're not going to win. So you've got to protect him, even if they're shitty in lane, even if they're terrible and don't understand what they're doing, you must protect your hunter. So make sure your hunter is #1 priority at all times. Other things that your own experience, your own life comes second to the hunter at every stage of the game. Apart from when the fire giant's available and you're trying to contest that. But you have to protect your hunter and make sure he gets farmed. So if your hunter is bad, you've got to make up for him being bad and protect him more. Make sure he farms and doesn't get picked off. So you've got to look after him because, you know, you have to rely on him. Unfortunately, it's the truth. What are the ways to counter healing supports like Hell and Afro besides Pestilence and items? Right, Hell and Afro supports, we don't see them that much because when the early game starts, the aggression coming out will put a lot of pressure on them. If you're against someone like a Kumbhakana as an Aphrodite support, you're going to have issues because Kumbhakana will just clear the minion wave, much more effective with the throwback in his AD carry, and then he'll groggy strike you in place, and you're screwed as an Aphrodite. You want to be aggressive. If you're a Guardian, go aggressive. You're tankier than the mage support of Aphrodite in Hell. When they get online, though, later on down the line, yeah, sure, they're going to do a lot of healing and stuff, but you can still snowball that lane, though she's not going to be as big of an influence, because early on, you're a Guardian, you can put the pressure to them more, and not let them get in there and get the control, because obviously, for Aphrodite support to be really effective, she wants doves to be at a decent level, like rank 4, rank 5. She also wants a kiss, and she also wants back off. She needs all three of those things to be available. Whereas you, at level 2, can just have throwback and groggy strike and put up a lot of issues for them. And then you've got your yawn too, and that's only at level 3. She's going to be looking a little bit later on down the line from that. So if you've got any more questions right now, we'll probably do one more game as Guardian where I'll play aggressive support maybe, and I think that might be the way forward. I'll answer any other questions you guys have got. I'm just going to put the music on and take a drink because I'm kind of thirsty now. It's been a lot of talking yet again. Heavy damage Wukong builds. For builds, guys, check out Tier Monster, okay? Now, Tier Monster is a really good website for builds, honestly, overall. Go check it out, click on it, and it'll even give you a rough idea of what you should be building. Have a look at that website there, I just linked it in chat for you. Click on the god name, and then click on what game mode you're in. It'll give you the rough idea of what people are building in that game mode. It does work. It's a good idea to start using that one. On top of that, where it says popular items in game as well on the let's see if I can pull that one up. Go to this, go to Iron Builder. Click this, click on popular items here. It's pretty good overall. I mean, just highlighting over that is going to let you know exactly what you need. I mean, you can do that list view as well if you wanted that one. That's just going to... What does that actually do? It gives you more alternate options as well. But I mean, you get the rough idea of what people are building on the role you're playing and the god you're playing. So, for a damage build, you kind of want to look at someone else who's doing it. I always thought jungler took mids and did rotations. Rev, jungler does do that, but so does a support. A support is technically a second jungler. that's the way you look at it. He's doing the same jobs as a jungler to an extent. He doesn't farm the jungle though, really. The support. He may take a little bit of XP from the jungle when the jungler's doing the stuff as he passes by, but he's like a second jungler that rotates, that also wards more than the jungler generally, and also has the mid camps to contest. If you notice the pro games, the 3 people that turn up to those mid camps first every single time is Guardian, Jungler, and the mid laner. And you'll see them fight 3v3. And eventually, if the fight gets crazy at those camps, you'll see the Hunter turn up and the solo laners turn up at those mid camps. So generally, it's always those 3 that turn up at the mid camps time and time again. Your job as a Guardian should be with that, because if the fight breaks out, they're going to need you for your CC, for your protections, for your front line, for your peel, for everything. Now, the one thing I didn't really talk about though was how Guardians work in team fights, because it's kind of tough for me to try and explain. But your job as a Guardian overall is to sometimes it's engage the team fights for your team. For example, if you've not got a Hun Bats on the team who's going to jump in and drop the Fear No Evil and start the fight off, then you're going to need someone like Geb, for example. Now, what Geb's going to do is Geb's going to blink in, use his Cataclysm, or no, but let's not use Geb, we'll use a different one, for example. Athena. Athena's going to charge him, using the preemptive strike, and then taunt onto the enemy team. So gets a confound off onto the enemy team, and then when that happens, that's going to be the signal for your team to engage. Now, your job after that is to peel. Now, peeling is when you protect your carries, your hunter, number 1. Your mages, number 2. And now and again, your assassins, your junglers, you know, things like that. You're there to protect the backline, because when that fight happens now, you've done the initial engage, the fight's underway. And your whole job is to start body blocking, getting in the way between your hunter taking shots from the other hunter or from the mages. And sometimes it's take the shot at the ref and salute yourself to death for the teammate to survive. So you engage sometimes, and then you've got to peel your protection. Geb, for example, would use a Cataclysm in as his engagement and stun all the team, and then he'd be peel. He'd be using his knockback to get people off his hunter. He'd use the shield to disengage the stuns or slows or snares that are on the god that they're on as well. And then you'd be body blocking as well. And that's how you're going to be playing every team fight out as a Guardian most of the time, is engage and then be the peel. Be the peel. The very best Guardians like that.